As Ruth said, we are here attending Malawi SAFNOG-1 and SAFNOG-9, but what is a NOG? Simply put, a NOG is a network operators group. What is a network operators group? What is it all about, right? A network operators group, a NOG, it's basically a coming together and a collaboration of network operators, telecom providers, and everyone engaged in managing and operating network infrastructure. What is the purpose of a NOG? So these are some key points just to highlight what the key purposes of a NOG is. It's basically to collaborate and discuss. So it's facilitating communication between members that want to tackle challenges and that are faced within their networks. It is also about knowledge sharing. Knowledge sharing is one of the most important things which a NOG is about. So knowledge sharing is all about sharing insights based on your experiences of what you have faced as challenges in your network or the way that you've overcome them. So this is about basically helping each other learn and within your various network operations. It's also about problem solving. So there's always operational issues, and we don't always, share how we overcome those issues. So this is a platform where we address operational issues, including network reliability, security, and performance. So a NOG is also a platform to provide training and education. So yesterday we had a workshop, a technical workshop, which we're very grateful to Linux for sponsoring amongst the other sponsors that sponsored it. The workshop was a hands-on technical skills network event where you get to actually, get the experience of working in a lab or getting to see what it's all about. One of the other key points is policy advocacy. So yes, we are here and we've got different telecoms, we've got different ISPs, but it's also about, engaging with the government, the policymakers. It's also about making sure that we get the best practices in the telecommunication industry. So that's basically what NOGs are about. So there are different types of NOGs. And just to highlight a few of the ones that I've managed to experience in my however many years of being in the industry, NOGs don't have to always be this kind of setup, right? We've got informal meetings. Informal meetings, I'll make an example of a NOG that is in South Africa. It started as KZN NOG, which is KwaZulu-Natal NOG. And it's just a few guys that decided, okay, let's come together, let's just share knowledge about just over a couple of beers or pizza. It doesn't have to be 2 hours. It doesn't have to be the whole day. It can actually just be a small event where you just get to talk to each other and share experiences. And then there's industry conferences and workshops, such as this one that we're having today, Malawi SAFNOG-1 and SAFNOG-9. So these NOGs, we participate in industry conferences, workshops, as well as seminars where members can engage can engage and discuss and attend presentations and network with experts and professionals in the industry. So as you've seen, we've already had a keynote from somebody that's from Europe, and he was able to share some knowledge, which I'm sure was so interesting because I saw how many questions were raised and how many people were putting up their hands. We also have working groups or committees. These focus more on specific topics such as security, reliability, and policy advocacies. And then we also have online forums and mailing lists. So one of the things that I've already introduced in the opening slide was the mailing list that we have for both Malawi NOG and SAFNOG. So these are more engagement over, wherever you are. You get to participate and talk about everyday discussions and so forth. So please do feel free to join the mailing list. I just want to quickly show you the journey that SAFNOG has had. We started in 2014, and 2024 we're in Malawi. And our focus now is to make sure that we are able to support and help build regional communities such as Malawi NOG1. So we're very excited to be here, and we hope that, as a NOG, we are able to grow further. It's not just going to be Malawi NOG1 and then next year there's nothing. So I hope all the operators, network operators, ISPs, telecoms that are attending this conference and those that didn't attend the conference can actually take part and participate and make sure that next year we have Malawi NOG2. Even if you decide to have Malawi NOG events twice a year, that would be great. As long as we're getting the challenges resolved, as long as we're building the internet in Malawi. So this is just a picture of some of the NOG events that we've had at SAFNOG. It's just an image of the different conferences we've had, the kind of engagements we've had. And as you can see, we also had a virtual conference. This was during the time where the world was basically in lockdown. And guess what? The internet does not sleep. And that's what we all relied on, working on the internet. So we decided, let's continue the work and let's have an event online. Last but not least, please do join the mailing list. They are on the screen. Malawi NOG has a group for the community. Please join us. SAFNOG also has a mailing list where you can engage with us anytime. So with that, I will give you time to go and have tea. Thank you so much.
Questions?
Oh, sure. Yes. I was hoping nobody would put up their hands, but okay.
So, how is the cooperation with the neighbor countries going with for SAFNOG?
So, thank you for that question. So previously we'd have an annual conference where it was SAFNOG, and if there were neighboring countries that were interested in collaborating with us, we reached out to them. So we've had a conference with in Eswatini. Unfortunately, they didn't establish a NOG. We've had a conference together with TZ NOG as well as East Africa NOG, which was very good collaboration. However, the NOG is now starting to pick up. At least Kenya NOG is picking up. Now there's also Uganda NOG, which has picked up. But we noticed that there is actually a need within the sub-region. There's actually no communities, and this is where we started to speak to each other between Brian and the rest of the team to say, okay, what is it that is missing? It's easy to set up a NOG. You can do it over a mailing list, but we were actually encouraged by Macra as well as other people to say, we need a physical conference. And so that is our new focus. Our new focus as SAFNOG is to engage with neighboring countries that have no communities, to just start a conversation. And even if it's 50 people that attend the first conference, that is perfectly fine. As long as we hit the ground running and they pick it up and then they continue with the work. I hope I've answered your question. And there's another question. I guess nobody wants to have tea or coffee.
Morning. Sorry, question per se. My name is Calvin. I'm from China Telecom, SA, Middle East. I just want to invite you guys, the ESA NOG in Johannesburg on the 29th. So can you check on LinkedIn or the website? So yeah, we can actually meet you guys in Joburg. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello. I just wanted to know, are there any existing initiatives or particular programs that are designed to engage the university students with NOG? And how do these initiatives facilitate meaningful participation and collaboration between academia and the industry?
Thank you so much for that question. And as you know, We have a number of students that have actually been invited and have been sponsored by MACRA to attend this NOG. So there are initiatives that are sponsored by MACRA, for example, but also as NOGs, what we always do is we reach out to the universities. We make sure that we work with the professors that are running the network in the universities and make sure that they know that there's events that are happening. We invite the students, we want them to take part, and we also want to give them an opportunity to be able to network and also speak to potential future employers. So there's definitely one of the key points, as I highlighted earlier, that one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that NOGs are also a learning and knowledge sharing space.
Thank you. Mark, Martin, SAFNOG. I think just to add to what Portia said regarding your question, it is challenging at the moment, let's say, to involve universities, because we're actually in the industry of struggling with access to talent. With access to talent. And a lot of that talent, I think, does have to come from the universities or some form of, either intermediary or higher level education. But the curricula that we see the universities pushing out for telecoms is not exactly in line with the real world. The real world is most of the real world and what you see here is not typically what happens in the real world. In the real world, I think students think that it's all point and click and things happen. But as you saw yesterday in the workshop that Brian did, it's a lot more different than that, and you don't get that anymore. So one of the best ways to do that is with working with your research network. What's it called? Marian? Yeah, so Marian is great because they are an education research network, similar to the rest around the world. But they have vested interest in this sort of thing, and they are hosted in the university or affiliated with the university. That is one easy way to get access because they sort of see the real world. And it would be great to understand how they would integrate that into day-to-day university life, let's say, or even more in the tiers, high school, etc. But outside of that, like Portia said, it's we're still trying to work out and figure out how we improve that engagement because there is honestly a disconnect between the real world and what the kids are seeing in school, and then when they come out, they're like, what's happening?